Good evening, friends, and welcome back to the PipeCat channel. Tonight I want to do a review that I've been saving for very good reason, by Candlelight. When you see this candle, it's going to be something big, or at least I think so. Watch my face as I light this. Convincing? It actually is extremely pleasant. What I want to talk about tonight is a product that some of you know and love, and others may not have tried yet. And I'm talking about L Pease Quiet Nights. The reason why I've saved this review till now. When I first started smoking a pipe, way back before they invented electricity, or before we had hair. Actually, I've been smoking pipe for maybe about a year and a half. But the point is, when I first started, in other videos that you've seen that I've made, I've said that when I first started, I tried an aromatic tobacco and said, this is just gross, it's flavorless, it's pointless. And so I stayed away from most aromatics for the most part. And then I tried English blends, and as you know well by now, I'm a very big English fan. I love, smoky Latakia blends. And even when I discovered blends that I really liked, and I'm talking about the smokiest and the strongest, those are the ones that I tend to like, the ones that are the most smoky and peppery, perhaps. English Latakia mixtures are, most of them are fairly close. There's definitely a stereotype of that kind of mixture. But every one that I smoked, no matter how much I loved it, no matter how much, I always thought to myself, there's got to be something better. This could be better somehow. And I'll cut to the chase. People have talked about the comparison of L Pease Quiet Nights to Esoterica Penzance. Well, first of all, I've never had Penzance, and with the lines that you have to wait on to get it, I'll probably never have any. But with Penzance having such a reputation, for people to say, oh, this compares to it, some people even say it's better. I just figured I'd try it. I noticed that this goes in and out of stock pretty quickly. A lot of places run out of stock on this, so I finally, I took advantage one night while I was placing a tobacco order. I said, ooh, they have some. So I bought actually 2 tins this size. And I lit my first bowl of it and pondered for a moment. I'll try to recreate that moment for you. I said, I must be in a really good mood, because this can't be as good as I think it is. That first draw can't be as good as I just thought it was. Let me smoke it a little and we'll find out the truth. And I smoked it more. And it only got better. Quiet Nights for me contains just about everything that I've ever hoped that a tobacco product would contain. Anything that I've ever felt was missing from any blend that I've ever reviewed that I really liked, that just has it. That just has it. And it leaves me with a question. As a reviewer, when you reach something that seems to have finally hit that major spot that you've never hit before, you start wondering, is this as good as it gets? Will I find something that I like better? Well, giving the given the prodigious number of blends that I have tried. And not all of them made it to reviews. I mean, just ones that I've tried on my own and thought about reviewing. Given the big number of those blends, it's daunting to think that I should be searching for something better than this when it took that long to find this. I wonder how much better tobacco leaf can get than L Peace's Quiet Nights. Now, I've tried other L Peace products, and I gotta say, quality-wise, they are the highest I've ever encountered. My other favorite from them is Chelsea Morning. And I know that not everyone loves that one, but I do. These have a certain sweetness. And I thought about this, and I did do a little bit of time study on this one. Every bowl that I smoked of this, and believe me, I did not want to go through it quickly. I wanted to really savor it, and I ended up buying some for stock and cellaring it. I bought a couple of big cans and put them away. But I thought about it, and the flavor contingent that finally occurred to me was what it has, and I'm not sure whether Mr. Pease is doing this on purpose or whether it's just a happy circumstance of the mix that he puts together using Cornell and Deal stock, as I understand it. He just does the mixture. What he has achieved is, in this flavor, there is, at first I wanted to call it a metallic overtone in a pleasant way. And I thought, how can you say something has a metallic overtone and have it sound pleasant? You really can't. I thought about it some more, and I've come up with this phrase. It has an electrolytic quality. Electrolytes, the electrolytic component of flavors that I've come to understand, is kind of what gives tang to things like citrus. You know, that's it's if you think about it, on top of all the flavor, there's some sort of a metallic, almost electrical, tiny impulse in it that almost triggers your taste buds to taste the flavor more, the flavor itself. This seems to have something like that citrusy something that, and I know many blends have something like it. This one has used it to perfect proportion, to perfect effect. So for me, from the first bowl through a couple of tins of this now, my opinion has not changed because the consistency of it has been the same. That's a beautiful bowl from the first light all the way down to the bottom of the bowl. It still tastes the same. I'll let my pipe go out, but I'm faced now with the somewhat pleasurable but daunting task of searching for something that I'm going to like better or think is better or higher quality than Quiet Nights from L Peace. Let me take this opportunity to actually read you the typically verbose L Peace label blurb on this one. Quiet Nights. Rich, deep, contemplative. Ripe red Virginias, fine Orientals, smoky cypress Latakia, and a pinch of Acadian Perique are pressed and matured in cakes before being sliced. The sophisticated flavors and exotic aroma provide a wonderful backdrop for quiet moments of reflection, a good book, and if you are so inclined, perhaps a wee dram. Not everyone has a wee dram, you know. My dram is not so wee. See? So basically, you're talking about a variation of an English mix with some really nice spices in it. And I'm going to be seeking its at least equal and hopefully better. And I have very little confidence that there's anything I'm going to like a lot more than this. This one really hits it for me. It's not everybody's thing, but for me this does it. I have taken a good amount of time to study this blend, and I'm going to keep searching. In fact, I've tried a few other L Pease blends too. In addition to Quiet Nights and Chelsea Morning, I've also got some Maltese Falcon, which is a little more typical of an English maybe. Doesn't have the same amount of sweetness in it or anything like that. That one is much more mainstream English than the other two. And he's got other blends too that I'd like to try. He's got several different series that I'd like to try. I may not review all of them, but real standouts that I'm going to actually take time and think about, they will make it to reviews. So for now, I'm just going to say thank you again for visiting my channel and for watching my video. Please get out there and watch the content of new presenters. As I always say, there are some really interesting and clever people coming out now that that have some really cool videos that you will enjoy. I know that you will. Another point I'd like to make before I say goodnight to you. A very respectable member of the YouTube pipe community, a certain holy smokin' pipe padre, mentioned in one of his recent videos that swearing, cussing, he finds it distasteful. And you know what? I think he's right. There's really no need for me to do it. I do it out of impulse. It's the way I was raised. Well, not the way I was raised, but it was the people that I came up around. And it's just sort of an impulse with me. And like the electrolytic tang of L Pease Quiet Nights, you don't necessarily need to overflavor. I don't need to overflavor my language, so I'm going to watch it. If I let one slip once in a while, forgive me. Padre, please, forgive me. But I'm going to say thank you again for watching. Have a good evening. This is your buddy PipeCat saying good night.